All right, I started. Okay, we're up again.
Okay.
So go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay. Also, one of the things that we don't want to gloss over is that Undertale was announced to be in a special edition this week through Fangamer, also going up for pre-order. And of course, the special edition was up for pre-order. No date given, although the Japanese date still stands at September 15th. A regular edition also went up for pre-order on the Best Buy website. Um, I'm so glad that somebody in our Discord chat posted about the special edition, because as soon as it went up, I flipped out and immediately went and ordered it, because the PlayStation 4 special edition is awesome. And I was hoping that if this ever came to the Switch, that we would get something like it or get similar treatment. And it's basically the same edition, but with Nintendo Switch cartridge instead. Are any of you guys excited about Undertale? This is my son's favorite game right now, and I really don't know that he gets all of it. But like, he watched enough YouTube videos to smarten himself up and play it. We downloaded it on the computer, and I've played maybe 10 minutes of it and said I'd rather play this on console. And then now it's happening. It's coming. What do you guys think? Are you interested in Undertale?
I've been chastised by Caroline in PSVG land. She's actually chastised everybody because she called me and Jason out on Shack, and she said, "Have you guys played this game?" And we were like, "No, we've never played it." And she's like, "What do you mean you've never played it? It's so amazing." She went on this Twitter crusade trying to find other people that never played it, or trying to get other people that have played it to gang up on us. She couldn't find any. Everybody she tagged, they were all like, "We haven't played it either." So apparently it's so amazing that it's a must play. So I did pre-order it off of her recommendation alone.
Did you get the special edition or regular?
I did not. I just went with the regular one. I as much as I really do like accenting my neck, I don't think a locket is like something that I want to wear, often.
Yeah. I got you. So for those of you who are not familiar with Undertale, it's a role playing game, kind of an action RPG in a way. Of course, there is turn-based fighting, turn-based combat, but the way the turn-based combat works is that you have several options to choose from in combat, and when the enemies attack you, the text box turns into a boundary where you control a small pixelated heart to dodge their attacks with, like almost like a shmup, right? So they're shooting all these things or throwing all these things at you, and you're dodging them, which it's really unique. But the game was created, programmed, everything by one guy, by Toby Fox. And when it hit the internet, of course, it immediately became a huge thing. But the special edition, I don't want to gloss this over. The special edition, you're going to get the game. You're also going to get a story booklet that tells the story of Undertale that looks like one of the little golden books, from when you were a kid, which I think is a neat little touch. There's sheet music. There is a collector's edition soundtrack that has a ton of music from the game. This game has been praised for its music and for its story and writing in a lot of ways. You're also going to get a 14-karat gold-plated music box locket that says "Best Friends Forever" on the inside, and it plays a theme from the game, and it comes all in a snazzy box where the gold heart is displayed on the outside. One of the mechanics of this game that I think is really interesting, that I think you don't see in a lot of games, I don't think I've ever seen in games, is that you could choose to play through the story. And this is all of this info, by the way, coming to me from my 11-year-old son from the backseat of a car. All right, because we constantly talk about Undertale like that. He, like, for last Christmas he got. Let me back up. The story follows a girl who falls into a hole and enters the world of monsters, basically. All right. And as she journeys through there, she gets befriended by a goat woman named Toriel, who teaches her how to take care of herself. And eventually she moves on past Toriel and befriends skeletons named Papyrus and Sans. who, when they speak in the game, all of their text is in the font that they're named for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Papyrus speaks in Papyrus font, Sans speaks in Comic Sans, and he tells jokes all the time. So he is literally Comic Sans. There's all kinds of references to memes and all kinds of things throughout the game, and it's really become a meme. But as you fight, you can either go on the genocide route, which is to kill every enemy that you come in contact with. You can also go the pacifist route, which is to find a way out of every encounter that you come to without killing enemies. Or there's the mixed route, which you kill some and you save some. And your ending that you get and the story that you end up with changes depending on which route you go. I think that's a cool element to the game. And so this, your regular edition clocks in at $30. It's not a very long game, but I think that for the hype and for the story, that this is one we need to watch. I'm definitely,
and it's got replay value, as you said.
Yes, absolutely replay value.
The 2 harder to get endings.
Yep. And speaking of harder to get, the last game we want to talk about that got announced this week or got a release date this week, Dark Souls Remastered, on October 19th, as well as the Solera of Astoria amiibo, which is a GameStop exclusive here in the States. Gary, have you played Dark Souls? Because you made a Dark Souls comment earlier, like it doesn't need to be the Dark Souls of blank. Have you played the actual game?
Yeah, I haven't played too much of it, so using that reference is just because I know how hard the old school platformers and stuff are.
Right.
It is hard. It's very hard. I've actually played it on the Switch as well, which we spoke about a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
I've had the amiibo on pre-order for ages now.
Me too.
For months and months and months. And it's not an exclusive in England because, to be honest, nobody stocks amiibo in England. So so it was an Amazon job for that one.
Well,
but yeah, this I'm really looking forward to. I wanted this more than Skyrim. We got Skyrim first. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Donnie, have you played Dark Souls previously?
Yeah, I played it on 360.
Did you beat it?
No, I can't beat Hollow Knight, let alone this. Like I've the amount. This is a running joke. My ability to withstand any game that's the Dark Souls of anything. Like I'm just done with all of it. I don't want to grip my controller with all of the might that I have in me in frustration. That's not why I play games. So I just kind of tune out all that stuff.
Brandon, who's been on our show earlier that I mentioned already, has beaten all 3 Dark Souls games.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Impressive.
But like he has put upwards of 50 and 60 hours into each one of them because he's had to just replay it and learn it. And he told us this back in the day when it first came out, and he would talk about how much he loved. He says Dark Souls is his favorite video game series of all time because of how he had to push himself to finish it. So there's definitely going to be a challenge there for people who are looking for that.
I think I rented the game on PS3 and maybe put 20 or 30 minutes into it, and I said, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, you do need a threshold for pain and a lot of repetition because obviously you will keep dying. So you do need the sort of patience to get through this. So
I think this is one of those games that last week when Simon Belmont got announced for Smash and Zach said, I'm happy for Marty Estes about this. Like, I think this is one of those games where, like, if you are jazzed about Dark Souls for Switch, I am happy for you, but I'm probably going to save $65 here.
Yeah.
In fact, I've already talked to Brandon. Like, I'm like, do you want my Solera amiibo? Because he didn't get one, so I think he's going to buy it off of me, and I'm just going to skip the game.
I am very interested in seeing how it sells.
Oh,
It's never done gangbusters. Like it's just sold well. It's a good series, but it's never like blown the doors off of anything that's done before. And it's been out. I imagine if you're a Dark Souls fan, considering that it's never been on a Switch platform or a Nintendo platform, that you probably got it already. Maybe.
That's true.
Isn't this like the third release, overall, including like PS3 and deluxe editions and...
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, I would love to know how many people are waiting for the Switch.
You know, here's the thing, though. This is the exact same talk that was out when Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got announced, right? And people were like, oh, I don't know how many people will buy it because we've already had Mario Kart 8, and then it became one of the like top selling games on the Switch still.
Huge difference, though. Mario Kart sold 30 million copies on the Wii, and it sold 10 million copies on Wii U, of all things. Dark Souls never sold like that.
I don't think that it's going to be like a commercial failure or anything. No. But I think it might surprise people. I don't know that it's going to be a million seller, but I think I think it's going to do fairly well.
It'll probably do like 200,000 or 300,000, and they'll be happy with it.
Yeah. No,
well, you know, the hope is do it well enough so that when they do the other remasters, they come to Switch too.
It's only coming to Switch so they could make an amiibo and sell millions of those.
Right.
They'll sell more of those, and
they'll sell, I think they will. They probably will sell more amiibos.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy the game, but I'm buying the amiibo.
Yep, there you go. I may keep mine. Who knows? And then I'm not going to have the game. One last release rumor that we want to talk about is the rumor that's going around, and it was picked up by comicbook.com, which I don't, again, may show how credible this is, that New Super Mario Brothers U is coming to the Switch as a port. With all the other release news that's come out this week, this, like, to me, this just, like, it kind of says credible. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it makes sense for 2D Mario to come to the Switch. I don't know that it makes sense to port this and not just do a new one, but this is easy. This could round out some release time this fall, which is rapidly becoming crowded before the end of the year. What do y'all think?
Did it say anything about Luigi DLC?
I would assume it's going to be there, but it did not.
No, the rumor is that it's in there as well, the Luigi DLC. And if it is, that's a perfect package, I mean, the game is amazing, and bear with my unpopular opinions here, but I think New Luigi was easily one of the best 2D Mario games out. I really enjoyed it. So
that's another one of those games I only put about 20 minutes in before I said nope.
And so I think it's a good release. Kind of makes me wonder what they're going to do with the name.
I was thinking the same thing, because I think they want to stay away from the U.
Yeah. Unless they put Switch
New Super Mario Brothers Switch.
Yeah. But then I mean, that brings up the confusion of if they do another one, what they're going to call that then. So, I mean, yeah. Or they'll just the 3.
Galaxy Edition.
Yeah, I mean, it's for anybody who hasn't played it, I think the new Super Mario Brothers games get a little bit more flack than they deserve from the Nintendo fans, like from the hardcore community, about the graphics and stuff like that. If you play them, they are absolute solid games that look great. They sell millions and millions, so clearly they hit the right mark somewhere. So I can see it happening. I mean, you're talking about one of the highest selling games of the Wii U versus, stuff like Donkey Kong, which has already got released, which are on the lower end. So, lower end of Nintendo's first parties. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
I think I saw a video by Dr. Wily kind of comparing sales numbers and kind of comparing the original new Super Mario on DS that sold 30 million and that made a comment that Wii U sold 5 million. I'm like, that's kind of not a fair comparison, because that 5 million is a 42% attach rate and the second most sold game on the system.
Yeah. Well, and that brings up the whole conversation of ports again, that people get upset that there's a port, or people get upset that they're dipping back into the Wii U back catalog. But, at this point, after the success of Donkey Kong and especially Mario Kart 8, which you could argue is a new game, but it really is a port. I say bring them on. Like, let's just put them all over there, because I mean, now that the Switch has outstripped the Wii U as far as sales and is only continuing to go upwards, there's tons of great games from the Wii U era that that a lot of people have not played.
Yeah,
right?
I'd rather have a new game, but I can understand why they just port this one over. Because again, as you said, there are people who haven't played it. There are people who will double dip, and I might be one. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Mario 3D World port. I want it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I would buy that. I would double dip on that.
Mario 3D World, if they put it on the Switch and added in a new mode or funky mode, whatever, Wario mode, I don't know. Like if they added that in.
No, that's where Waluigi comes in.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Let's put Waluigi mode. Everything turns into Waluigi. I don't know. If they do this and they bring this over to the Switch and like there's a little bit of bump in the graphics and things like we've seen with Donkey Kong and Captain Toad and everything, greatest Mario game of all time for me. No, hands down, no questions asked.
I'm really happy that you said that. I love and adore Mario 3D World and have defended it for quite some time.
I was thinking about it today, and I actually said this. I don't know if it was in our Discord or on Twitter. I can't remember right now. 3D World has the best music of any Mario game.
Yes.
It's really good.
It's just it's so good. That theme in the map when you first open Bowser's Funhouse, thing at the very end is just stupid good. And I just don't think that is one game. That is one Mario game. It's a part of Mario's history that does not get the due it's deserved simply because it's on Wii U.
I agree.
By the way, on the subject of ports and stuff, there's something that I just want to mention. I saw the advert for Tropical Freeze yesterday for the first time, and I'm not sure if you guys get the same advert, but it's centered around parenting, which is the weird thing. So for a game like that, you'd expect it to be, I don't know, maybe a teenager or somebody in their early 20s just playing through it. But they actually state, they're like, this game's hard, and so you can train the younger generation to have a go. And then he's a dad and his son, like, playing through it. I was like, wow.
That is definitely not what we got over here. That is definitely, I mean, it was more of and it was like very quick blurb on it, like less than 30 seconds about it. But it was just a general, Donkey Kong and his family go off to save the island, blah, blah, blah. And you can play it on Nintendo Switch. Click, we're done.
See,
I like that, though. I think that's a brilliant way to market it.
What they really want is like a guy who's gone balding but got long hair in a room shaking. He's like, I refuse to play funky mode, and this game isn't really that hard.
So it's Justin Masson.
Oh,
nice.
He's not here. Can't defend himself. No, I love you, Justin. Speaking of love, Switch is getting some bundle love on September 5th at Walmart here in the States. I don't know. I don't think this is worldwide. I think it's exclusive.
Yeah, Smith's Toy Store got it in the UK as far as I know.
Okay, so it is. There's a new bundle that's coming out on September 5th. In the States here, it's going to cost $359.99. It comes with 2 games. They are not physical copies. They're downloads. 1-2 Switch finally gets bundled along with Mario Tennis Aces, which we're going to come back to here in just a minute, along with neon blue and red Joy-Cons, which, every bundle that's come out till now really has had an exclusive color of Joy-Cons. We got a question about this after it was announced from Michael Burgett, who is a longtime fan of the show. And he asked this, and I wonder this. I wondered this when I heard it. What does it say that Mario Tennis Aces is part of that bundle, given how recently that game released?
Do we know what the sales numbers are yet on that?
Actually, we don't. We haven't heard sales numbers on Mario Tennis Aces. I'm willing to make a guess here. I'm willing to make a prediction, but I want to see what you guys say first.
It makes it sound like that it under expectations if they're already kind of forcing it down new owners' hands.
Yeah. I honestly
I
Outside-
Googled this and just throwing this out here before we kind of go any further. When the 31st of July, Switch worldwide sales were topping 19.67 million. Mario Tennis Aces sold 1.39 million.
So
Yeah.
it sold, sold pretty good.
Yeah.
I was trying to Google numbers and came across an article saying in early sales in Japan double sales of Ultra Smash, but that's of course it did because it was Ultra
Yeah.
Smash.
It was
Ultra Smash
because
is
it was
awful.
actually a game and not a demo.
So thanks for that.
To be honest with you, when it comes to this bundle, I think this is just pure marketing. I don't think it has anything to do with the performance of the game or what they think of the game. I think this is the easiest way for Nintendo to get Mario on the box of the bundle
See, I would
and have it on the shelf.
If that was the case, I would have expected Odyssey.
But here's the thing. They know you're going to buy Odyssey and Zelda anyway. So why would they give you Odyssey? And they know you're going to buy it.
They
So
know
they
you're
gave
going to
you
buy.
Tennis.
They know you're going to buy Mario Odyssey, Zelda, and Mario Kart anyway.
So why are they going to give it to you? You're going to buy that anyway. So they're going to put Mario in the box, give you aces. You'll buy the other games.
Yeah.
Plus, if you look at this bundle as well, it's very multiplayer focused. You've got Mario Tennis and 1-2 Switch. Like this is a family bundle. Let's be honest. This is the one for like the kids all the way up to, your grandma who's sat in the chair as well. To have a go at Mario Tennis, probably not. No, probably not that one. But still, it's pure. It's like I say, it's pure marketing. They're not going to slap a game on there that's only sold like you're never going to get Devil's Third Wii U, or you're never going to get like
Flaming Black Joy-Con edition.
Even Payday. You're not going to get a Payday Switch. But the game's going to have sold fairly well for them to slap it on the box. So, to me, it's just one of those things. It sold well. Nintendo take the data. Think that people like it a lot. Slap it on the box.
Well, I mean, you've got two games here that immediately, not only do they show off the capabilities of the Switch and HD Rumble and all that other stuff with the Joy-Cons, but they immediately show how easy it is to set your Switch up, play it anywhere, right? And so Mario Odyssey, yeah, you can kind of do that. Zelda, you can kind of do that, but I enjoy those games in docked mode more. Same thing for Mario Kart, really. I mean, yes, it's online, but again, they're not just going to give it away. These two games, however, are huge multiplayer things, just like Gary said. In fact, they could have called this like the family bundle. I mean, like print it on the box. Family bundle, multiplayer bundle, family starter kit, whatever. Like aggressively market this bundle to families, and these bundles are going to sell. I honestly don't think you're going to see a lot of these bundles. I don't think you're not going to go to the store and see like an overabundance of them, but like they're going to sell what they've got.
Yeah, so small tangent talking about game sales. So a few weeks ago when we talked about the latest financials, they said something like 86 million total games sold. Then I didn't realize it until after we stopped recording that night, but so Mario Odyssey was over 10 million of that 86. So more than 1 out of every 10 games sold for the Switch was Odyssey.
Wow. That's huge.
Yep.
I mean, that's a huge attach rate.
It's crazy when you think about that.
So why put it in the box?
Right.
Exactly.
They've done holiday bundle to get those Switches in kids' hands so that like mom and dad are at the store and they're like, oh, yeah, we can get them a Switch and the new Mario game for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I on one hand, I think this bundle is smart. On the other hand, like I kind of go, it's not for me. And I want to bring up another question that one of our listeners, one of our fans, patrons asked, John Blanco from Colorado, the Nintendo Switch mob. He asks us this. He says, Mario Tennis bundle includes only the standard Neon Joy-Cons. The first 9 months of the Switch saw ARMS Joy-Cons, Odyssey Joy-Cons, Splatoon Joy-Cons, and 2 different sets of colors at launch. But since October 2017, nothing. It's almost been a year since a new color set. Why? Same for the Pro Controller. We saw the Splatoon and Xenoblade Pro Controllers, and since then, zero. Why has Nintendo's attitude toward color variations changed so drastically from frequently to nothing at all, and when will we see a new variation?
I think they've only done this for games that they've really wanted to push, and I don't think they've had another one of those games since. Now,
So what you're saying is the colors were a vehicle in the beginning when they were worried the Switch was not going to take off. Hey, let's do special controllers. Let's do extra promotion.
yeah, and if you look at the landscape of controllers for the Switch in general, it's completely different now. Back then, it was Pro Controller or those. Now you've got like so many wired controllers on the market. You got 8-bit they're doing their thing. You can pick up controllers literally for £15. You're talking under $20 for a controller. Where what was the initial complaint with the Switch was, man, these controllers are really expensive. You know, not going to sell any. Not going to buy them.
I also think part of it is, and this is just looking at my area. All right, rural West Tennessee, you know, the South, kind of getting into the Midwest. I don't know, however you want to cut it. The Splatoon Joy-Cons have sat on the shelves and not moved. And those is like, if you think about it, those are the last ones that came out, and it could be, hey, everybody's got a set of Joy-Cons, or it could be nobody really liked this color, and now we're sitting on mountains of these.
You know,
they're fairly easy to get a hold of.
I might talk to you later because I think my daughter's been wanting different colors.
I don't think that's just by you, because Tesco in England was selling off all the Joy-Cons for £30 for a pair, which is incredibly cheap. Like really, really cheap. Yeah, less than half price. I think that people just go for the cheap controllers, because we're at a point now where there's not that, this is my friend's controller. When they come around, he can have that terrible one with the built-in grips and the turbo buttons that don't work. You know, the controllers that are coming out now, the wide ones, are really good quality, even at the lower end. They are.
You're talking
really
about the Power or the Power A ones?
Yeah, I mean, I've got one of the Zelda ones.
With the like the different Nintendo themes on them, Splatoon and Mario. Yeah, those are great. We got a hold of one of those for my son when he got his Switch for his birthday, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I actually use it quite a lot, and I think that's changed the landscape of it all, really. And you know, I mean, how expensive the Joy-Cons are, you could get like 3 or 4 of the other controllers. So
yeah, we almost got one of those wired controllers, but the way we have our setup is, you know, my son sits on the right side of the TV, you know, if you're looking at it, because that's where the computer is for when he streams and records, but the Switch dock is on the left side of the TV. So it makes it hard to use, if not impossible, to use a wired controller.
Right.
Unless we do some major rearranging.
So let's answer John's question. When are we going to see a new variation, or are we going to?
I still think they'll have one for Smash.
Oh, I do too.
I agree. I agree with everything that you guys said, which is why I'm sitting here trying to just keep quiet. The market's flooded. There's lots of options. The Joy-Cons are too expensive. They've already done too many color options. You can only own so many pairs. All of that goes into the reason why there's not, you know, they're not flying off the shelves anymore. Like, when you buy 4 pairs of Joy-Cons, you get 8 controllers. You're just going to keep buying them. There'll always be people that keep buying them, but you know, it's
Herr Schneider.
Returns are diminished every time. But Smash will get them. I still believe that they will do special Joy-Cons for the major tentpole first-party titles.
You know,
John Blanco says, no, you cannot own too many pairs.
I own
Smash
3.
You know, I'm going to tell you what my dream Joy-Cons for Smash are, and it's stupid simple. Like, it's like, as I think about it, the left Joy-Con is black with white sticks, or a white stick and white buttons. The right Joy-Con is white with a black stick and black buttons.
That would be beautiful, but
Would work.
I'm actually going to disagree with you guys. I don't think we're going to see a Smash set of Joy-Cons, and the reason is because Smash is sort of tailored more towards the hardcore, and I don't think any hardcore people are going to play Smash with Joy-Cons. They're going to go
controllers.
For GameCube controllers.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that.
Controller. And have you guys got the bundle yet with the controller?
We're not getting a bundle, Gary.
I'm not.
We're not.
I don't want the wire. I hate the wire octopus thing that they've been trying to do since Wii U with the adapter and the wires and the USBs and the things. Like, what I want is a GameCube style Pro controller. That's what I want. I want a wireless GameCube controller, but I
Wave-
still think
Wavebird 2.0. That's what I've been saying for a year.
yeah.
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 So that's why I don't think they're going to do the Smash one. Now, arguably the other big game they could do it for is Pokemon Let's Go, which has got its own controller
Yeah,
as well. You see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see it this year. Unfortunately, I don't think
those.
so,
So what game do we think is most likely to get a new Joy-Con color?
Metroid?
What series?
Fire Emblem.
Metroid?
I'm
Metroid.
thinking Metroid.
You could easily just do purple Joy-Cons.
Fire
Maybe
Emblem.
purple Joy-Cons for Fire Emblem, yeah.
Fire Emblem sells better than Metroid, unfortunately. So I think that's actually going to be the one that's probably selling.
Animal Crossing.
Yes, without a doubt.
That's an easy one, yeah.
Yeah.
They did a like a print Animal Crossing Joy-Con with all those like icons like the Animal Crossing
Oh, gangbusters.
Animal Crossing 3DS. Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
actually really surprised that there's not just like a baby pink color out at the minute.
There's several colors that I'm surprised don't exist, like an orange or a pink, like just a flat black.
I think the other thing as well is they need to maintain hype with them because people do get excited over them. So if they release them every 6 months, it's gonna get cast to the wind. They'll never be able to lean on that to help sell things. So I think that they're gonna pull them out when they need them.
Yeah. My final thought on this is simply this: if you don't think that Nintendo is ever going to do another set of Joy-Cons, just look at the 2DS XL and 3DS. There you go.
What a fantastic question that was, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. All of that discussion around that, very good. Let's talk about just a couple of little quick news items here before we move on to Community Spotlight. Pokemon Go Community Day is coming up very soon. Chikorita will be available on September 22nd, and Celebi quests start on Monday, August 20th. For those of you who are still playing, you can look forward to those. Speaking of Pokemon Quest mobile revenue has been reported, and this blows my mind, y'all. This is absolutely mind-blowing. And for people who said Nintendo should never get into mobile, here's why they should. Pokemon Quest has been available outside of the Switch on mobile for exactly 1 month, or roughly 1 month, and has already made $8 million. $8 million.
And this is the similar type of model that they tried with Mario Run, where you get the game for free. If you want to buy it, you then pay the money. And once you pay the money to unlock what you can unlock with that, you can't give them any more money.
Yep.
Right.
It's just,
and
the
they
difference
absolutely
is,
got crucified for it because it was Mario.
Well, the difference was content was locked behind the paywall. Here, content isn't locked. You just only have access to one pot, which slows things down.
Mm.
And
yeah,
I did give them money to get all the pots, and
So did I.
And I did eventually beat the game. I got 151 Pokemon. I beat all the Lost 12, and I'm going to look to see what my playtime was, and it's unusual. It's insane.
I'm going to join you. It was one of my favorite weeks was swapping Pokemon Quest recipes with Jesse. And I was diving deep into the webs that week, finding Discords dedicated to the game. But I quite enjoyed it. My son still plays it daily.
So with Quest, there's a lot of idle going on. So sometimes I'll, let it run. I'll do something, do other things, and then forget about it for a while. So this is slightly elevated over what the real time, but it says I played for 145 hours.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
I think I'm in 40 hours.
Wow.
But when you say you played it, you mean you propped up your Switch and it carried on itself?
Right.
You got to press the button every now and again.
Well,
yeah. Come on, give it some credit. Everything was
auto play.
Yeah, I'm only joking around. I know there's actual gameplay into it and stuff. I just wanted to lean on that joke that people make about it. And to be honest, I think it's a fantastic game. It didn't draw me myself, but I know a lot of people play it, and I think that Nintendo, once they sort out their mobile strategy and actually get that the market is the way it is for a reason, then Nintendo's going to really thrive. But until they understand how microtransactions work, then it's going to take, like, the Pokemon Company will always beat them, I think, in the mobile market.
Yeah, I think
well,
like,
if they understand mobile transaction like they do internet connection, then we're going to be waiting a while.
Hey, all I'm going to say is, that Windows 95 that Reggie had on his PC, that might be how the Switch interface looks.
Yeah,
there you go.
So,
if the Switch Online looks like that, you can take my £20. I'll die happy.
So I think like 20 or 30 of those hours was literally just grinding, trying to get the 2 perfect Starmie to just slaughter everything else later. Once I got those, then the rest of the game just
go
fell into place.
Yeah. Last news item this week, starting as soon as you hear this podcast, actually tonight, if you're listening to this on Friday the 17th, the next ARMS Party Crash is this weekend, featuring Helix versus Lollipop. If you've never played an ARMS Party Crash and you're an ARMS fan, then what are you doing? It's like Splatfest for ARMS. Tons of XP bonuses and all things. Badges you can get all weekend long. So go over there and check that out. To wrap up our news, we want to talk about a couple of games to keep an eye on. Gary, you were been interested, and you said this earlier this week about Freedom Planet, which is coming out on the Switch on August 30th. You said it's the best Sonic game that doesn't have Sonic in it.
Yeah, basically, Freedom Planet. I'll be reviewing it for the Nintendo dads, although I haven't played it on the Switch yet, so that's something to be aware of. But I have finished it on Wii U, and it's a really good game if you like the fast part of the Sonic games. It does have its issues. It's incredibly unbalanced in its difficulty spikes and stuff like that. The difference between, like, it is like a 2D platformer, retro inspired, so it does look like a Genesis game. But the big difference is this is really story driven, and it's got voice acting and all that stuff, which some people will really like. Me personally, not so much. But other than that, it's a solidly built game, incredibly fast, multiple playthroughs of different characters, so it's got some life to it. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on, especially if you did like Sonic Mania.
Yeah, this was definitely the best Sonic game in years until Mania came along.
Yeah.
I played it on
definitely.
Wii U.
Yeah, and I believe the second one's just around the corner, so we might be seeing a release of that soon.
Oh,
as well.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would think that's why they're releasing this, is to capture an audience that they maybe didn't previously have. Also out on August 30th, and I think this is a little unfair to Freedom Planet, is The Messenger, which is a highly, highly anticipated indie game that was shown off many months ago in the last Nindies Direct. Very Ninja Gaiden inspired, 8-bit ninja-esque platformer. But the hook is that you cross certain thresholds in the level and you magically jump to 16-bit and get new abilities and a new hat and all kinds of other stuff. And they released a trailer for this today announcing the release date. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. I can't wait.
It looks really good.
The only thing that I hope is that it's not as hard as Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Because if it is, I'll never finish it.
I think it is.
Which I did beat when I was a kid, but no way I can do it now.
Wow.
Are you saying this is going to be? Are you saying this is going to be the Zelda 2 of indie games?
Yes.
Well, maybe they'll come along with the Nintendo Switch Game Genie eventually, and I'll be able to. Donnie, man, any games you're looking forward to?
I was he told me we were going to do this at the start of the show, and I was like, to be honest with you, there's nothing really on my indie ears that's perking up. Like, I'm looking forward to Xenoblade, and I'm playing Xenoblade 2, and I'm trying to get it done before the expansion comes next month, the physical version. Right. On the indie front, after Hollow Knight and all the stuff that we already have, I'm just kind of waiting for the stuff that we've been waiting on, like Kentucky Route Zero. I want to know where's Wargroove? Where are these games? Mark of the Ninja, all these games that we know that are coming. They're just coming.
There's Bad North.
Oh yeah.
The roguelike. Viking, strategy game. Where is that? Man, they showed that. I was like, oh, that looks so good.
I pre-ordered No More Heroes, and it had a June date on GameStop, and then it just became TBD. I have no idea.
Yeah, so
no
Yeah.
clip.
I
So,
honestly fully expect there to be a direct sometime soon with all the news that's been leaking. Um,
Before
of
online, for
course,
sure.
rehashing half of what we've talked about tonight, if not more, and probably dropping some more indie knowledge on us as well during that time. But yeah, you're right. The online, there's got to be something because they even say it on the website. This will be explained before launch.
Yeah, they've got to explain it. There's so many questions and how things work and what exactly things mean. They've got to do something before that, and I would imagine that would come with an announcement, probably Mario and something else, something minor.
Yeah.
but Bad North's got to be just around the corner because Raw Fury is the developer or the publisher, really pushing it on Twitter now, posting
Okay.
GIFs and videos and stuff like that. And I mean, I got a chance to play some of these games. Bad North was there at Res, so was No More Heroes.
Yep.
And they are definitely one to keep an eye on. I mean, Dead Cells was there as well, so the caliber of indie games that Nintendo brought along was perfect. So yeah, that should be on everybody's radar, I think.
Awesome. Well, guys, let's dive into our community spotlight for the evening. Thank you, Maestro. We greatly appreciate the fanfare. We've got a couple of questions as well as a honest to God actual voicemail this week that we are going to have. I know. I'm so glad that we remembered that we have voicemail this week.
And even better, I have it queued up so I can push it with a button.
Awesome.
Hey!
Awesome.
We don't have to do that in post.
Let's start with this question from Jaron Decker, who has obviously been watching Smash introduction trailers lately. He said this: which Nintendo character would you kill off in the next cinematic trailer?
Toon Link.
Toon Link?
As an introduction to Tingle.
Tingle is not some murderous villain. But if he is, that explains a lot of things over the years.
I just wanted to get a reaction out of you. But
I'm fine if Tingle's
but I was thinking maybe Kirby.
Who would it be?
Okay, next I'm gonna call it. Next character who gets killed off, right? You see a duck going through the grass, and he starts flying, and he goes, misses every shot, and then the dog just comes up and goes, that dog gets a bullet. Because let's face it, anyone who played Duck Hunt,
the dog gets a bullet, and it's Doom Guy.
Yeah,
Doom Guy.
Because man, I swear to God, that dog is the original troll.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Original video game troll.
Yeah.
Donnie, what about you? Who's the next one gets killed?
So I don't know who does it. That's the problem. I don't know who's holding the candlestick, but I'm looking at my little Smash poster. You know what I would like to do, just because I think it would be really funny? I would love it for the girls to get like some playtime. I would love for like Daisy, Peach, Bayonetta, like Lucina, like you get the ladies on screen and they have like some funny squabble, and then somebody comes through and like Daisy's gone. Like, you know, like that would be awesome.
Oh, yes,
It'd be
kill
refreshing.
Daisy.
It'd be hilarious.
Yes. Kill Daisy, take her out because she took Waluigi's Echo Fighter spot. I'm bitter.
Maybe it's Waluigi.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
I've got a theory to all this, right? All these characters are going to die in all these trailers, and then the very last character reveal is going to be the person who's been commanding everybody to kill them all. And he goes into a throw room slowly, you know, like Scarface. Somebody sat on the chair, and it's Chibi Robo just going, "Why don't you love me, guys?"
He's on fire with his arms raised to the sky.
Wow.
He's just like, "You need to love me."
Chibi Robo. Nintendo Dad's Deep Cuts edition tonight, folks. You know, I was really hoping Justin would be on tonight so that I could just say the entire Kong family. But no, I think the next one to, God, that's such a hard question. Villager. Villager. And it's going to be a new character reveal. It's going to be Mr. Resetti. He's going to do it with the pickaxe.
I would say Isabel finally is tired of him and gets revenge.
Yeah, Isabel's revenge.
Yeah,
Be the girl.
yeah.
Hey, there you go. It
That's
could be
good.
Isabel. That would be great.
That'd be hilarious too.
I mentioned this on Nintendo Nostalgia this week. I was a guest over there on their show, which thanks guys for having me on. It was awesome. We talked a lot about the new Smash, news and everything because they had recorded before the direct had dropped. Um, there's a few more characters going to be announced. And we were thinking, are they going to be new characters? Are they going to be Echo Fighters? And I came up with an idea, and I think it's brilliant. And I think Nintendo, every avenue that I can get out there where people would listen to this or pass it on to somebody. I know he's new, but Simon Belmont got an Echo Fighter as soon as he was announced. So that, let's add in a new Echo Fighter for King K. Rool. All right. And it's Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2.
I like that.
No other character in Mario history has been more, pushed down and shoved in a closet and tried to forget about than Wart. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he even tried to sneak into a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Just to get a little bit more fame.
Yeah.
It's a deep cut.
That's a very deep cut, but I love my Super Mario Brothers 2. Jaron, thanks for that question, man. We have a little fun with it, but they're going to kill somebody else. I mean, it's coming. I'm actually going to go either like a legit answer, like who do I legit see them doing it? Link or Samus.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be a big name, Zombie Duck Rob asks us this. And I love this question. This is going to be a good one. If you could create a Switch bundle ready for the festive season, what would be in it and why?
Yeah, this is a tough one.
I mean,
are we making it out with stuff that's already here, or like we can do whatever we want?
You do whatever you want. If you could create, he says, if you could create a Switch bundle, go for it.
Right, so for me, it depends on if it's just personally tailored to me or whether it's released for everyone. If it's personally tailored to me, I'd either want a retro bundle with some NES inspired Joy-Cons, or I would like
with the D-pad.
With D-pad. To be honest, I still wouldn't put the D-pad on. I'd be like, yeah, you guys gonna get anything like that? Or I'd go for the basically the indie darling Switch and just put 5 of the highest rated indie games on there. So you'd have like Celeste, Dead Cells. What was the other big platformer last year? You get what I'm getting at anyway. Basically, just put 5 of the highest rated indie games on there, and just awesome. Some different colored Joy-Cons, different dock as well. Really want to see different docks.
That's a good. Yeah, I would like that too.
I think for me the answer is just Smash.
Just Smash. That's the perfect one.
And what I mean by that is last year Nintendo bundled Mario Odyssey, which was their huge game for the end of the year, and it sold like gangbusters. I saw that bundle entirely one time in the store before it was completely gone. Mm-hmm. I really think that if they would bundle Smash with Switches and have them available, do one of those like Walmart, like Black Friday guarantee, Smash with Switch, for $3.29 on Black Friday at Walmart, gone, absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, would on the subject of the Joy-Cons earlier, would you actually put different Joy-Cons in that as well, do you think? If Nintendo did this bundle, do you think they would? Because the other reason why I think they might shy away from black Joy-Cons is because I don't know if you guys know this, but the dev kits have got black Joy-Cons.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree. But if they did white Joy-Cons for Smash, perfect.
Yeah, I think white. Yeah,
and had a black and white Smash logo, like the Smash ball, in the corner. Oh man, that would be super classy.
Or just kind of have the logo partially on one and partially on the other, so when they're together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesse's the man. Jesse's the marketing man.
On the back.
Look at that. That's good.
Not bad.
So what about you, Jesse? Bundle.
Yeah, well, this kind of this is inspired by Zach's likes more than mine, but a bundle that kind of has the built-in NES Classic, SNES Classic games.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's a retro bundle.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what Gary said. Like if it came with a cart with both of those, oh my gosh.
Oh, even better, Jesse. What they should really do is put all the arcade archives on it and call it the arcade edition, and it comes with a stand that holds it up in tape mode.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Well,
see if you want to do that, get the arcade archives and have like a Famicom colored Joy-Con.
There is a lot of crap out there on the arcade archives, though.
That's true.
Not all of them are Nintendo games.
All right, I've come up with my idea.
We love you, hamster, but really, some of that's crap.
Stop putting out those games, hamster.
Popeye, I want Popeye.
All
right. My
Don.
idea is going to cost. It's going to cost more. It's going to be above MSRP.
That's fine. You can do whatever you want. You are the bundle maker.
So you know Wii U. You had the Wii U Mario and Luigi like Wiimotes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take that idea, you turn them into Joy-Cons. So you get a red and a green with the offsetting buttons, right? That's your Switch. Then digitally on the Switch, you get Kart, you get Odyssey, you get Party, you get a year of Nintendo Online. It includes, you put all of it on the marketing, and this is the Nintendo Switch Mario All-Stars bundle. And
Holy
you just
crap,
get
dude.
Switch, all Mario.
That's like a $450 bundle.
I know. That's why I said digitally. That's why it comes pre-installed. You don't get to sell these games. Like,
yeah,
these games are to the hardware.
And then here's the add in the new Super Mario Brothers.
Will they all even fit preloaded? They probably have to have codes so you can put an SD card in first.
I think somebody said that the total file size for, well, we tweeted this today. The total file size for 1-2 Switch and Mario Tennis Aces was 3.1 gigs.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with Nintendo style compression, right?
Right, but in his example, we were dealing with 4 or 5 different games.
Well, Odyssey was
some of the larger ones.
Odyssey and Party.
Odyssey and Party is really all you need.
And then on the box, you because you're giving them the Nintendo Switch Online, you include a little cover of Mario 3, a little Super Mario Bros. So you sell it as, all of these Mario games in one.
Who's the marketing expert now?
Look, that's fantastic. Both of those are fantastic ideas. Zombie Duck Rob, we hope that we have answered your question sufficiently, and it's fun to play around with some of those ideas sometimes and realize why we don't make bundles as well.
And why we're not in marketing.
Right. Jesse, why don't you cue up that voicemail for us and let's listen.
Hey, Dads. This is Warren Akers. I got a question. Wondering if you guys have played the Metal Gear Solid series, and I'm wanting to get your individual experiences with that. And also wondering, considering that Snake is returning for Brawl, for Smash Ultimate, and given that the Metal Gear series has come to Nintendo in the past for the NES, GameCube, let's see, what else? The 3DS and the Game Boy Color? I'm wondering if you guys think, I know, situation with Konami and everything, but they've been supporting the Switch and Snake is in Smash, so I'm wondering if you guys think the Metal Gear series might ever make its way, even if it's just a port to the Switch at some point in the future. Thanks. Keep it up.
Boy, I hope so, Jesse. As one of the ports on my short list for Switch is the Metal Gear Solid HD collection that came to Vita. It shouldn't take much to port that over to Switch. The Switch is more than capable of running that old game, and that collection is wonderful. It's a great value. It's great games. They already did all the HD stuff that they could. Just put it over there. And it's it's got that old school flavor. And I think if it came over, even if they charge full price, which they probably would, but especially if they did have a value price, $40. Oh, I would so be in on that game. It's one of my favorite collections ever.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently Marty doesn't have experience with the series, and my only experience with the series is I think I rented the original Metal Gear on NES, and didn't realize that it was meant to be played as a stealth, and I just tried to play it as a shooter and didn't get very far. So,
Anything?
Gary,
Yeah.
what's your experience with this franchise?
I missed some of that conversation then, by the way. I had to quickly run off. So, just sorry if I repeated a few things here. But Metal Gear for Nintendo has always kind of been, since Metal Gear Solid's been what I like to call the second Dan Snake. It's like we're always behind. We're always like a couple in the past. That's what really surprised me when Snake was in it. Like, okay, we get probably the definitive editions. You know, we get them later on. They've been enhanced and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
But they're always a little bit behind. Now, personal experience, I only really played Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation. So I like the game. It's not really a series that I'd probably stick to. So I can see them doing some more re-releases and ports and stuff. I'm not quite sure about the future of it on Nintendo, though. I mean, nobody's really entirely sure of the future of Metal Gear anyway, are they, at the minute? So
Yeah,
but,
without Kojima, that's going to be rough.
anyway, guys, I've actually got to fly and cut this one a little bit short. So these have been some amazing questions. They really have. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. And Donnie, thank you so much for turning up and trying to cover me while I'm sleeping and snoozing.
Anytime, man.
All right, catch you guys later.
See you, Gary.
Bye.
So for me, like, I'm thinking about Metal Gear and realizing that the only Metal Gear games that I've ever played in my entire life are Metal Gear Solid 2, which I finished,
So good.
and Metal Gear VR Missions.
Also good.
It's a fantastic game. But for some reason never got 3 and 4 and on, and never went back and played the original Metal Gear Solid. Like, I mean, I love the game. Metal Gear Solid 2 grabbed me for some reason and would not let go until I finished it. But I just don't know. Like it's not one of my favorite game series. Were it to come to the Switch, awesome. Like, awesome for everybody that's involved. I'm one of those type of people that think if you're involved in Smash, then yeah, put out a game where people can play that character. Fine, do that. Maybe even a re-release of the Twin Snakes game. Which one did that? Was that GameCube?
Yep.
If they could redo that, maybe remaster it some. I don't know. But my thing is I do believe Kojima lost the Metal Gear license, right, when he left Konami. I think Konami is the license.
Konami still owns the rights to.
They're the sole owners of the Metal Gear license.
Right.
So that's up to Konami to make games, which they're not that interested in doing.
Kojima
right now.
will do a Kickstarter in about 5 years to release a game in 12 years that will be crap.
Yeah. It's going to be called Wood Plank Liquid. Wood lever liquid. It's going to be about a spy who I don't know. And here's another thing. Like, and I know a lot of people probably will not like saying that. Like, the storyline of Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid just turns me off completely. Like, it's so convoluted, and like it's like a lot of Kojima's games. You look at it and you go, this might be fun, but what the crap am I doing? Like what's going on? I don't know.
I think they definitely, I agree with you. I think the further it went along, the further I had a harder time keeping up. Whereas the early stuff, that's why I went back to if we could get the HD collection that they've brought to Vita, that they brought to Xbox, that they brought to PlayStation, if we could just get that ported over, it's just an easy port. They've already done the work. That would be fun. I would rather have that than if they ported Metal Gear Survive. That's what we don't want to have. I don't want to hear that at all.
Nobody
wants
Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
Right. Well, man, Warren, thanks for calling in with that, and thanks to everybody who has submitted questions and feedback for tonight's show. Donnie, we're going to turn the spotlight on you for just a minute. We want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. We want to thank you for being our 100th patron. We want to thank you for, man, just being an awesome member of the podcast community and doing what you do. So why don't you tell folks where they can find you on the regular?
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm so grateful and honored. Ever since Jesse came over on Nintendo Shack, we've always appreciated it. I try to keep up with you guys as much as possible. Love that I'm in the Discord now. I'll be able to keep up with you guys even more. You guys may be not. You guys might wish I never joined. Let's give it a couple weeks. We'll see how that goes.
No, we wouldn't say that about anybody.
You can find me on Twitter at Playing Nintendo, as dubbed by Sean Capri. Ain't no G's in Playing Nintendo. And you can find me and my merry band of podcasters on the PSVG Podcast Network. We do a little bit different. We have one feed, PSVG Podcast Network, that has a slew of shows that go out every week. One of those shows happens to be the Nintendo Shack, which we record live on Twitch every Thursday night, and it drops every Friday morning. So I guess you guys are dropping this tomorrow?
Yep.
So same day as you guys. So if you're listening to this now, the new Nintendo Shack is up right now. And if you go, it's available everywhere. Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, all of it, all the stuff. Spotify. I'm digging the Castbox. If anybody's looking for a new podcast app, I'm really digging this new Castbox thing that I've recently found. And yeah, so we've got a show. We have a Nintendo show. We have a board game show. We have PSVG proper, which is just video games. Those drop every week. We have an Xbox show and a PlayStation show that drop once a month. And we have an what we call Arcadia Academia, which is just like a retro rewind where we pick an old game and we go through the history, the development, take everything about it. And typically those two crew bookmark it. But yeah, you can find myself, Jason Lacey, who's over with If We Ran Nintendo, my other co-host, Caroline, the Nintendo, my Nintensis, as we argue all things about Nintendo every Thursday night. So thank you guys once again. Means the world.
Awesome. And man, thanks again. We can't say enough. Thanks for being literally 30 minutes past time for our show to start with a Discord message like, hey man, you awake? You want to be on the show? Because we didn't know if Gary was going to show up or not. But thanks for being a good sport. And after recording your show tonight, coming back on and doing what has, again, been a normal episode of Nintendo Dads, which means multi-hour. We just can't. We love each other. We can't stop talking. We can't. We can't help it. But again, thanks for being on, guys. We want to say huge thanks as we close out the show tonight to our Patreon producers, David White, Dave Ernsberger, and Timothy Off. If you'd like to be a supporter as well, you can head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads to support us. Again, as little as $1 a month will get you into the Discord chat. There's $5 tier on and on. Up to the $30 tier, and we're so close to reaching a goal of actually being able to send some of our crew to conventions like PAX and E3, hopefully in the future. So help us meet that goal. Follow us on Twitter at Nintendo Dads, on Facebook, on Instagram at Nintendo Dads as well. You can email us at nintendodads@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube at Nintendo Dads and call in just like Warren did tonight and leave a voicemail, which we will play on this show at 929-25-NDADS or 929-256-3237. And if you want to buy sweet Nintendo Dads merch, you can head over to tiny.cc/Nintendo Dads store, all lowercase, to find some stuff over there. And we are running our t-shirt design contest right now where fans in our Discord can suggest our next t-shirt and win big prizes that way. I want to thank OC Remix for all the music through the show, and Carter Johnson and Adam Leonard for all their work on our art. Be sure to download this podcast and also favorite and 5-star it on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and go check us out on VGTribune.com. For me, for Gary, for Justin, Zach, and Donnie, and Jesse, we want to say thanks for listening to the show this week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Wobble Puffet? Wobble Buffet?